Hi everybody, welcome back to the Lori Files, and today I'm going to actually do something a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to make these flowers out of aluminium cans. So you can see these ones I've painted. I'm not sure how good that shows up. Oh, truck going past. So we've got, they're gold, but the gold metallic has a little bit of pink through it as well because I felt like spraying that. These are the red ones. These are a bigger one, and I'll show you how to make the different sizes and the different shapes. That one, obviously these are just in a white undercoat, and I just use cheap spray paint. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make these. As you can see the writing on the back of that one. It doesn't cost so much money to make these. You don't have to go and buy any expensive craft things. All the pink ones turn out probably the best because the paint took a lot better. It's a bit dark. There we go. It's a bit better. So you can use them for a heap of different things. Use them for 3D art, or you can put them outside because it's aluminium. It's not going to rust. You can use them on, I've used them on front of journals. You can use them for pretty much anything. They're really light, very lightweight. The paint's probably what makes it the heaviest. And yeah, so if you want to watch and see how to make them, stick with me, and I'll show you what you need. Hi everybody. Okay, so back again. I've done this in a few sections obviously because I wanted you to see what the end product was before you started making it, just in case you didn't want to make it. Okay, so the things that you need for this are, and I'll just go through them real quickly. Some pliers. Now, you don't have to buy the expensive ones. You can just go down to the local, what's it called? Like a cheapy shop or whatever, and you can usually pick these up for about $2 a pair. I think that you can find them in the craft section because people just use these are my husband's, so they're not exactly cheap. I went and stole them from a toolbox outside. Now this one is, you know, any sort that you can really grab. I recommend getting some really pointy nose ones if you can find them, because basically they will help you get into the, you'll see why in a little bit, but these are probably the ones that you're going to use the most, other than the, you know, you're not going to use them for, you'll use them, but these ones will make it easier, let's put it that way. Okay, one of these things, now you can get these, I don't know what they're called. This was in a set for clay, you know, clay sculpting. It was in a set for that. You don't have to have this, you just need something that's going to mark this. So you could probably use, like, see how the tip's rounded? You don't want anything sharp. You could probably use like a crochet needle, or let's see, what's this one? This one's a wooden one. You could probably use this, as long as it's going to mark the metal, put lines on the metal. The back of a needle, that would probably work. What else? Anything really that's got the rounded tip. Okay, and awl, again, you don't have to have an awl. You can get these off eBay. I think I paid $1.50 for two. You don't have to have one of these. This is for putting the hole in the middle. We're going to put a hole in the middle here. So again, you could use a needle, like a big needle, like a embroidery needle, or knitting needle, anything like that. The trouble is, if you use anything that's too big, you're going to end up with a massive hole, and you don't want that. You just want to be able to put a little hole. So I use this because I can push down with my hand, you know, whatever. Next thing you need is some brads. Again, you can get these from the $2 shop. I got these ones from the $2 shop, and I got these ones from the $2 shop. You'll be using these ones for the bigger sized, like for this size. You can see where they go in. And the littler ones you need for the smaller ones. Probably not that, because that one I used a big one. It just means that it's easier to make the center smaller if your little brad has a smaller head on it. Okay, so, oh, and a Nico pen or something, a permanent marker. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing, I'm going to put a link in the description, because what you do is you cut out a bunch of these things, cut out a bunch of flower petals, and you can make your own shape. Like these are all from, I'm not sure where I got this pattern from now. I've had it kicking around forever. As you can see, these are well used little things, and you can copy them out onto, oh, there's the other one for the different shape. You can copy them out on, not all of them. I have dozens of these little things cut out here. I'm just trying to see if I got them all. I think I do. You can do these yourself if you would so like. You can cut them out yourself. The whole idea of it is to just so that they go down in size. So as you can see, that one's bigger than that one. And then you've got that one, and that one, and that one. Oh, can you see that? And that one there I was using as a centerpiece for the bigger ones. It's not necessary. It's basically have a go. The more layers you put, the more fuller your rose is going to be. The less layers, obviously, the smaller and the less petals or the less full your rose is going to be. It just depends on what you want it for and how you're doing it. So the first thing that you need to do, obviously, is draw all those. Oh, and the other thing you need, this is no sponsorship here. I just went and grabbed a heap of cans. This one's like cider can. But the whole idea is to get the aluminium that's quite thin. I find the monster cans the best, and the reason for that is when I go to cut it out, I don't have to worry about it ripping. It seems to be really thin, but it doesn't seem to be very easily torn. So I'll just quickly do one. I have got some cut out. I'm just going to show you quickly what I do. I just put it on there like that. I hope you can, whoops, sorry people. I'm just going to try, and yeah, I'm really good at this. So what you do is you just draw around. Oh, the other thing you'll need is some scissors. Now, I thought that I was going to need some super strong scissors because, we're cutting metal. It is not the case. I went to basically the IGA, and because I didn't want to use my good paper scissors, well, I went to the IGA and bought some cheap scissors just for using around the house. And the other week when I was doing this, I had been using some proper tin snips, and they really hurt my hands. These ones, I'll show you. These ones. Now, these are proper tin snips, and I'm like, can I use the tin snips? Husband's like, I suppose. But what I found is the cheap $2 scissors cut this, believe it or not, and I am going to prove it to you because I myself did not believe that it was possible. I'll put a link in the description with the patterns for the flowers on the account that I can find it. So I'll just show you how easy this is. Look at that. So you're basically just going to, I'm sorry, you can't see through the, my eyesight is really bad, so I'm struggling. I'm really good at cutting out. Now, I usually do this in front of the TV. Just cut all these out. Oops. Okay, well, you get the idea anyway. So look, you would just cut around, and surprisingly enough, oh, hang on. Yeah. Surprisingly enough, I have not, now I'll probably do it, I have not cut myself with the metal off here. For some reason, even though it looks sharp, it's not that scary. So yes, you cut them all out, okay? Obviously this part here, just be really careful when you're cutting this section out of the can, because obviously the top and the bottom are quite tough. So when you go to cut this part out, you can get the scissors in there. What I usually do is make a hole with a knife and then I cut along with the scissors. Just be really careful because it's the other part of this, the top part of this, that seems to be sharp. This doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, so you've cut your little things out. Let's just pretend. And I'm going to make a big one. So now what you're doing is you're matching. My hair's hitting the microphone. You're matching your sizes up here. Okay, so you don't want, so you wouldn't put that one because this, you make sure they go down in size as you're going up in the flower. You wouldn't put that one there because when it comes to fold this, it's going to be a problem. So you want to go small, 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 and we need a little one, small. Okay, so now we've got our flower pretty much. You can make more. It's not the, you know, you can add extra layers. Just make sure that your layers are going down in size. You can add 2 that size and then put that one and that one, and you're going to end up with a fatter flower. So with this one, let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 layers on that one. Okay, this one. Now I've used the smaller sizes. You want a smaller flower? Don't use the bigger sizes, just use your smaller ones. So I've used 2 the same, so that's 2 there, then 3, then 4. So I've only used 4 for that one, and it's come out to be a smaller one. And this one, again, you're not using the big one, you're just using smaller ones because it's a little bit small. It's one size smaller because that's got the biggest thing on it. Okay, now if you want the ones with the pointies, what I did was I just cut out this. I actually drew that and just cut it out by hand. Draw a pointy one and just put it together. Just smaller, 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 and then just put your pieces together. The reason I stopped making this sort, though, I will tell you, is because those corners get caught on every single thing that they come into contact with. Don't ask me why that is, but they do. So if you were to put this on a journal or whatever, you've got to deal with pointy bits, where these, they're safe. You know, they're not going to cut you. This, not so much. So I stopped making them like that. So what you do, I gabble on a bit, don't I? Sorry. The first thing you want to do is go through and put a hole in the middle. Now I'm not like spot on because it doesn't have to be. It's a flower. 2. 3. Oops, nearly knocked the microphone over. And this big one. Make sure you got something underneath. Don't do what I did the other week and cut through your table. Alright, so you got all those. Then you're going to get one of these little suckers. Brads. Now these are cheap. I mean, you can pick these up anywhere. You can get them on the internet, anywhere you want. On eBay, on Amazon, blah, 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 blah. But they're cheap and you're easy to get. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your smallest one first. And you're going to put that through there. Now, sometimes you might have to pop it through like that. Okay? That's how they're going to go on. But I'm going to show you something else before we do that. Now, to get this texture, so you will put this, I think it really makes it. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh, yeah, you can catch that. I kind of see it. Okay, to get that, I just wanted to see if that made sure that went through. And just move that bit out of the way because we don't need that bit. What you're going to do to get the texture on here is you're going to get your little needle or whatever it is. It's got a rounded tip on it. And you're going to, or get this off eBay for like $2. You can get a whole set. And you're going to rock and roll on the table. See how that's coming up with lines? Probably not. And it's also bending the petals up. Ouch. just be very careful, because if you do get your finger caught on there, it could cut. I've never been cut, but you know, I'm not going to say it's foolproof, and I'm not going to say you won't, because it could happen. Okay, this is the back of it. Now you can see that there's colour there, and I'll show you something in a minute. Actually, what I might do, I might just go and get all these done. Now you want to do that side, and you also, whoops, you also want to do a little bit on this side. Now, I'm not sure, let's have a look. You can see that? Now it'll curl, it'll want to curl, but look, it's soft, it's so soft it's ridiculous. You just want to flex that all down. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera here, and I will be back when they're all done. Okay, everybody, back again. Okay, so what I've done is I've just gone through with this little doobie, done them all. Okay, so now I'm going to just show you how to get the basic shape and how to put them together so that you can get them painted. So what you do is put your little... Now I put this colour facing the inside on the first one. Reason being is that this one's going to end up being, as you can see, it's going to be tucked in. So you can see these one, oh, this one's probably the better example. If I don't drop it, you can see that one's, you know, squished in there. It doesn't really matter because you're going to be painting them anyway, but it just makes it so that it's darker on the inside. So that one's going to go on first. Then, yep, I'm going to have to make the hole. You can use this too. This is a beveled edge. Beveled edge, I don't know if that's the right terminology. I'll just make it up as I go along. That's what I do. So then you've got them all on. Clearly that's not going to be big enough, Lauren, you dum-dum. Alright, put them all on. There we go. Now this is going to obviously, ouch. You're going to flatten that out like so. And that's your basic. Looks, doesn't look anything like that, does it? She's a liar. She's tricking us. So what you do is then you get your handy dandy, and a lot of this, now this is what I'm saying, like I don't seem to get cut very often. I'm not going to say that it's I've come close. I've come close to getting cut, but I've actually never been cut. I do more damage with the sharp objects such as the scissors than I do with the actual metal. So you just want to work that into a roundy shape, and this is where these come in handy. See, it just keeps springing. Now persevere with this. This has taken me quite a while to get used to, I suppose. I can't really. I just twist. I'll try and show you. It's hard because I just twist it. I think you probably saw there where I grabbed it and twisted it. Oh boy, I can't. Get in there, please. Thank you. Try not to get it happening to be like these. It'll try and become square. So when it does that, I just... You can be a bit rough. You don't want to be crazy rough. But you can be, see, there you go. Now, all I was doing was I was getting these in there and just pressing and twisting. Press and twist. See if I can just, I can't get that close to the camera to show you because my handle's hit. Press and twist. Okay, that one's looking a little weird. That's fine. Then you can just grab the little flat ones that you've got. These are just the, you know, the common garden ones. And you can just, it doesn't matter if it tears a little bit. It's all good. And just pull that out a little bit and Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so then you're going to do the next layer and just think about how a flower is, you know. It's going to come up. What I usually do is I get them all and push them all forward. Squishy, squishy. Come on, squishy, squishy up. That's the way. And then the last one you want to... And as you can see, it doesn't look much when you start. And then magic happens. You drop it. No, the magic happens. You get your pliers and you just start working it. Working it, baby. So get in there. Start teaching these petals how to be petals. Just bend and bend and use your fingers. Don't be afraid. It's actually quite a relaxing little thing. So you're gonna just continue to work it. Not happy with it, that's fine. You can just throw it in the bin. No. You can just send it to the recycling centre. Don't throw it in the bin. You can just keep working on it until you're happy with how the petals come. And sometimes they won't do exactly what you want them to do, and sometimes it's because your sizing may be not correct. You know, you might have decided to put too many of the same size, which could have happened here. Don't want to talk about it. Okay, so you can sort of see now when it's finished. I will give you another little tip. See, I'm going to fold that out so that it looks more of a opening flower, you know. No, maybe not quite that open. And as I said, it's all about persevering until you're getting... I'm probably being a little bit gun here because I am trying to rush, and that's not always a good thing. In fact, me rushing is never a good thing. Accidents happen and people get hurt. So... all right, so you can see what I've played with it around until you get it ordered. I will say, when you put the paint on, it really stiffens it up, all right? I always use a base coat first, and this paint, again, is not cheap, not expensive paint. It's incredibly cheap. In fact, I got 4 cans or 5 cans for $4 at Super Cheap. I don't buy my spray paint from a craft shop. It is way too expensive. I always go to a car shop or a dollar shop. I go to the Super Cheap when they got sales, and you can get the export paint, which, okay, it's not an expensive paint. I wouldn't be putting it on my car, but for this kind of stuff and for project work, it works out to be like $1.50 a can. And there are so many different colours, you know, you sport for choice. So again, doesn't have to be a $15 can. Go and get the undercoat. I use white undercoat for pretty much everything unless I run out, and then I use the grey because, you know, whatever works. And then just get yourself that's metallic gold and pink on here. The metallics can be a little bit funny to work with. As you can see, this one's only got one coat, and it's probably going to need another one if I wanted it to be super, super gold. I'm not too worried. I actually like how that come out, but if you like a good saturation of colour, I wouldn't be putting metallic on because it's just too light, and all the metallic will float to the top, and then it kind of doesn't look right. It's great over the top of this. Actually, if you guys want to see me paint them and see how I do it, and I get enough comments and enough people are interested, I will do another video on how to do that. I'm not going to add it here because this video is going to be way too long as it is, and it's going to take me forever to upload. So if you want me to show you how to paint them with the cheap paint, and how to get some effects, please drop a like and comment. If I get enough likes and enough comments, then I may do one. Otherwise, you know, have a go on your own. It's not rocket science. Just chuck a bit of paint on and see if you like it. And if you don't like it, you can just go over it with some undercoat and go again. Okay, so I will say one more thing with this. See how these two petals are together. You don't want that when you paint it. And this is the other thing too. When you do paint it, make sure that you are happy with the situ of the the petals. So see, these two are really close together. You want that in the middle. So you want petal there, and it's moving around a lot, and it will do that until you paint it. When you paint it, see now that's not, they're more like how they grow. When they're painted, they're a lot more difficult. I just moved that one. They're a lot more difficult to move because your paint will stick the back in, and the paint goes in there, and it'll actually act as a glue. Plus, where your petals are sitting, you're going to have, sometimes you'll get a bit of a shadow, or you might miss a bit. So you don't really want to move it around too much once you've painted it. You can, but you may have to go and touch it back up. So it's always best to get the petals sitting where you want them before you whack the paint on. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Have a go. Have a go. Have a go. I'd love to hear your comments, and even if you do it, please, I'll leave my email. Please send me a picture of your flower when it's done, because I think, you know, it's a nice little project. Even kids can have a go. I really think if I can do this without cutting my hand, I really think that this stuff is quite safe. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a can, but it's not. As long as they're being supervised, I think they'd be fine. I'm not going to say that it's foolproof, but I am going to say that it's relatively safe. Probably safer than using a sewing machine. Anyway, that's it from me, guys, today. I am going to try and do 7 creative ways in 7 days, so I will try and do another video tomorrow. But if not, I'll do 7 days in 7 creative ways. It just won't be consecutive days. Anyway, that's enough blabbering from me. Again, once I get to the end of the video, I start yapping. Leave a comment, and please like my video. And if you want to see more, please sub, because, you know, please, pretty please. No, if you want to sub. If you don't want to sub, it's fine, whatever. But yeah, have a great day. Have a cracker, and it's you know, up to you if you want to have a go or not. If you've got any questions, yeah, hit me up. I don't mind. I'll if I can't answer it, I'll tell you I can't answer it. But yeah, if you need any more help with, if I've missed something out or whatever, yeah, please hit me up. All right, take care, guys. Till next time.